Ripple and XRP just cleared their biggest hurdle, and yet, hardly anyone is talking about it. In this video, I'm diving into a game-changing announcement that addresses one of the biggest challenges in the cryptocurrency world. We all know crypto and DLT technology have the power to revolutionize the financial system, yet the burning questions remain. Why isn't everyone using it? When will mass adoption finally happen? Stick with me as I unpack Ripple's strategy for driving mass adoption and reveal why XRP is a cornerstone of this bold vision for the future. Let's dive right in and address the biggest challenge we've seen in crypto so far. At its core, we're talking about a groundbreaking technology, a complete overhaul of the financial system's outdated infrastructure. We're moving from clunky 1960 SARA analog systems to cutting-edge, instant settlement digital rails. It's a transformative way to transfer money, settle trades, and rebuild the legacy financial world. Sounds incredible, right? So why isn't everyone using it yet? Where's the adoption? When will the big institutions jump on board? People often blame regulations or say this needs to happen or that needs to change. Sure, there's some truth to that, but even with those hurdles, you'd expect to see more progress by now. So, what's the missing piece? What's the spark that will ignite real adoption? That's the question we need to tackle, and it's one that might just hold the key to crypto's future. Big Wall Street banks and traditional financial institutions are famously resistant to change. Switching from Skype to Zoom for video conferencing, a monumental task for them. Endless red tape, endless training, no one wants to rock the boat. Now, imagine trying to overhaul their financial infrastructure, ripping out the old plumbing and replacing it with something entirely new. That's a challenge no one wants to touch. This isn't just a banking problem, it's everywhere. Take Tesla, for example. How did they outpace every major car manufacturer in electric vehicles in just a few years, as a startup no less? Simple. The big players weren't ready. They didn't have the know-how, and worse, building EVs meant cannibalizing their core business. Their engineers, their systems, their entire way of thinking, all built around gas-powered cars. It's no surprise Tesla left them in the dust. The truth is, industries resist change because change is uncomfortable, messy, and hard. But those unwilling to adapt get left behind, every single time. Robinhood has completely shaken up the traditional brokerage industry, stealing clients left and right. But why? Simple. They rewrote the rules. While old-school brokerages stuck to their outdated ways, Robinhood flipped the script. They introduced 24-hour trading, crypto options, and a sleek, user-friendly interface. Everything modern investors craved. Meanwhile, the legacy players were caught flat-footed. Sure, they had the money to adapt overnight, but they lacked the vision, agility, and the right team to pull it off. Their systems were outdated, their playbooks obsolete, and they just couldn't keep up. Robinhood wasn't just another brokerage, it was a fintech pioneer. Traditional brokerages, with their clunky, antiquated setups, struggled to compete. They weren't ready for the disruption. And now, the same revolution is happening with cryptocurrencies, as the old guard scrambles to adapt while the innovators charge ahead. Many big financial institutions see the writing on the wall. They know where the future is headed. But when it comes to actually adapting, let's be real, they'll likely get left behind at first. Sure, at some point, they'll have no choice but to pivot. Their business will shrink to the point where they'll say, if we don't act now, we're done. But here's the thing, they've been missing that catalyst, the push that forces change. Think about it. What made automakers dive into electric vehicles? Tesla. Tesla came in, sold millions of EVs, and made it clear, adapt or fall behind. What got giants like Charles Schwab and Fidelity to embrace 24-hour trading and add cryptocurrencies? Robinhood. Robinhood started poaching their customers, forcing them to innovate. So the question is, what's going to be the spark that forces financial institutions to overhaul their infrastructure? That's exactly where we are today, and it brings me to the big announcement I've been waiting to share. This directly ties to Ripple and XRP. By now, you've probably heard the buzz. Ripple has officially acquired Hidden Road. Let's talk about why this changes everything. This is a massive breakthrough. Hidden Road just secured a broker-dealer license. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What's the big deal? It's just another fancy license, right? But trust me, this is huge. A broker-dealer license isn't just some bureaucratic checkbox. It's a game changer. It gives Hidden Road the ability to interact with virtually any financial vehicle in the United States. Translation: they can now operate as a full-service marketplace for all kinds of assets. Stocks, bonds, crypto, you name it, they're in the game. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Ripple now has a broker-dealer license too. This means Ripple isn't just limited to the crypto world anymore. They can now step into any asset class and operate across the entire financial spectrum. Think about that for a second. Ripple just leveled up from being a crypto-only player to becoming a powerhouse that can compete in any corner of the financial markets. Now, let's circle back. What has been the biggest issue holding cryptocurrency back? It's the reliance on outdated legacy infrastructure used by traditional financial players. These systems are ancient, and honestly, there's been no real push for them to evolve. Major broker-dealers and marketplaces have stayed stuck in their ways, with no competition driving change. But Ripple's move? It's a spark, a catalyst that could finally shake up the status quo. This could be the start of something big. The game has changed, and Ripple is leading the charge. With its broker-dealer license and cutting-edge DLT technology, Ripple is poised to revolutionize how value is transacted. What's coming next? A bold new marketplace, a fresh way to exchange value, built entirely on open source, decentralized technology where trades settle in mere seconds. Gone are the days of waiting 3 to 4 days for trades to clear. Ripple's vision harnesses the XRP ledger's lightning-fast 3CEC transaction speed, creating efficiency that's hard to even comprehend. Picture swapping between two assets or withdrawing funds from a platform, time slashed from days to seconds. The ripple effect on the global financial system is staggering, transformational. Ripple is no longer asking others to jump on board. They've become the competition. For years, barriers and a lack of urgency slowed adoption, but now Ripple has the tools, the tech, and the drive to shake up the financial world. Ripple just stepped into the spotlight as the Robin Hood of the financial world, or perhaps the Tesla, disruptive, trailblazing, and leaving everyone else scrambling to catch up. The question is, can anyone keep pace? Time will tell, but Ripple already has the transactional volume and a secret weapon: Hidden Road. Hidden Road handles a jaw-dropping $6 trillion, 0 cents annually. And here's why it matters. Think of it as the ultimate prime broker, a one-stop shop for institutions. It offers clearing, lending, and trade execution across forex, crypto, derivatives, and fixed income. Essentially, it's the bridge between traditional finance and crypto, two worlds that desperately need to connect for mass adoption of cryptocurrency. Right now, there's no seamless way to merge the old financial system with the new one, but Ripple, with Hidden Road in its arsenal, is building that bridge. This is the missing puzzle piece for the future of finance, and Ripple might just be the one to complete it. The real game changer isn't just DeFi on its own. It's bridging TradFi to DeFi, TradFi to DLT. Right now, we've got these cutting-edge, space-aged rails, fast, efficient, instant settlement systems powered by cryptocurrency tech. But here's the problem. Quadrillions of dollars in assets are still stuck on the outdated, clunky old financial rails, with no clear path to move them into this new digital ecosystem. That's where Ripple comes in. They've built the bridge. This isn't just a concept, it's a solution. Ripple has created a marketplace that leverages the XRP ledger as the infrastructure for clearing and settlement. This is it, the mass adoption moment we've all been waiting for. That pivotal point where the old system finally connects to the new, and Ripple takes the lead. Suddenly, everyone else is scrambling. The competition is left without the infrastructure, forced to pivot and play catch-up at lightning speed. And Ripple? They're not banking on some lofty new idea. They've already acquired a prime broker that's handling trillions in volume. This isn't just innovation, it's transformation. The XRP ledger is now leading the charge, leaving competing financial institutions scrambling to keep up. Without the infrastructure to match Ripple's innovation, they're at a serious disadvantage. This is what real disruption looks like, forcing the market to pivot, adapt, and inevitably drive the mass adoption we've all been waiting for. To wrap things up, I want to share a clip of Brad Garlinghouse from 2021, where he talks about Ripple's ultimate vision. Spoiler alert, Ripple was never just about payments. Ripple's mission has always been bigger, transforming the global financial system and ushering in a fully digital era. Stay tuned, because this clip ties everything together. After what we've discussed today, you'll see the bigger picture and the massive impact Ripple is set to make. XRP is an open-source technology with a vibrant global community driving its growth. Ripple is deeply invested in the XRP ecosystem, but it's far from the only player involved. Put simply, Ripple is the leading enterprise blockchain company. No question about it. We see blockchain as a game changer for enterprises, unlocking countless possibilities. From improving transaction efficiency to transforming how businesses operate, the potential is vast. And we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. Ripple began by revolutionizing cross-border payments, building solutions tailored for financial institutions. Today, we're trusted by hundreds of these institutions, completing millions of transactions and moving billions of dollars. I see Ripple not just as a payments company, but as an enterprise blockchain powerhouse. Just earlier, I was chatting with Jose in the back about the incredible ecosystem Ripple is building for enterprise use cases beyond payments. there's so much happening beneath the surface. To me, Ripple feels a lot like Amazon back in 1997. Remember when it was called Amazon Books? Back then, it was just a scrappy competitor to Borders and Barnes& Noble. Fast forward to today, Amazon is so much more than books. Ripple's books are cross-spender payments, our first big vertical. Moving money across borders was our proof of concept, proving this technology is a game changer. But just like Amazon, Ripple isn't stopping there. Payments are just the beginning. Ripple is aiming to be the Amazon of crypto, the backbone of financial infrastructure for institutions struggling to keep pace in a rapidly evolving world. And at the heart of it all, the XRP ledger. Zoom out for a moment and take in the bigger picture. The global financial system's rails are outdated. It's not just about payments anymore. Yet, there's one key player stepping up to modernize this system for enterprises and institutions worldwide. That player is Ripple. And it all ties back to the XRP ledger, with XRP acting as the neutral, decentralized liquidity driving this transformation. It's the fuel that keeps the new financial engine running. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you found this update insightful.